Hello, this is William McKissock with Scully Mitchell, your expense reduction specialist. And I'm here today with Derek Wolf to interview him about his business. And I also interviewed Carlos Cadenas last week, who runs the overall business. And Derek's here this week to give us a local perspective. And remember, word of caution, interviewing businesses is not my day job. It's what I do to help people get some free media on social media. It's my way of giving back. Today I have with me Derek Wolf. Derek, welcome to the show.
Hey, good afternoon, William. It's good to be here. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to see you. I'll give the viewers a little overview, and then we'll get into some questions. As I say, we're going to talk a lot about what we talked about last week with Carlos, but from more a local perspective with Derek, who's on the ground in the Tampa Bay area. So Derek Wolf is his title with Advantage Business Partners. He's a business outsourcing consultant. And the company helps small and medium businesses be more successful. It's quite simple. So very quickly, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, please, Derek, and how you get into the business where we are now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm a Florida native. I actually moved over here to Tampa to start graduate school. I'm a graduate of the University of Tampa, where I got my MBA. And that got me an opportunity to work into the medical device industry and product management. It was a holistic type experience where it was total management, as if we were running the business in of itself. We had over 1,200 products. We worked with cross-functional teams. As a marketer, we're working with our engineering, quality assurance, our finance, our sales enablement department. So that holistic experience gave me a good, insight as to what it takes to drive a business and really to, truly be successful. Shortly thereafter, I wanted to work in the small business market. So I eventually stepped away as a small business consultant, working for a payroll company, offering a number of other services which a business might outsource. But I found out very quickly how competitive that industry was. We were dealing with 900 different companies that were very similar to ours, and realized it's difficult for business owners to navigate, which vendors are the most appropriate, which truly have the credibility and add the most value. So serendipitously, I had connected with Carlos and Advantage Business Partners and was just blown away by the value proposition. As a service broker, really having a lot to offer business owners and get onto my community where there's really no jurisdiction, even though, as you mentioned, I'm here in the Tampa Bay area. We can really do a lot and help a lot of folks all over the area. So it's been a great experience so far.
So I'm going to ask you the same questions I asked Carlos last week, because it's the same company, but I kind of want to get a local perspective. So I asked Carlos, my second question was, what is it you actually do to make businesses more successful? So I'm asking you the same question, but from a local perspective, how are you doing it?
Absolutely. We get onto the community as often as possible. My day-to-day is networking with, small to medium-sized business owners all around the community. And truly how we can offer help and assistance is by getting to know the businesses themselves, understand what they're currently faced with, what kind of resources are they currently using? What is it that they need? And we essentially are facilitating those kind of interactions, wherever is appropriate. Most companies might focus on a particular area of business. It might be outsourced recruiting or HR or marketing. Again, we don't have any particular area of emphasis which is the benefit. We're a one-stop shop. So we get out to offer, again, assistance and connect businesses with different providers that add the most value. As mentioned, it's a very competitive market. There are a lot of vendors out there offering the same services. So we get to, work intimately with our different providers, understand, their key strengths, industries where they help, provide the greatest value. And then we essentially go out and find, business owners that are in needs of those areas. I mean, as you can imagine, specific industries have been hammered most, by the COVID pandemic, while others have thrived. So we can allocate resources to those that need it and find the most appropriate resources for whoever is in need.
Fantastic. You must have been reading my mind there, because you've kind of answered my next question. But my next question is, what makes you guys stand up from the crowd? So you've given me that already, but can I elaborate a little bit more on that? Like, because they're working with you, Derek Wolf, what makes you stand out from the crowd, tied in with everything you just said about what you do?
Absolutely. Well, again, to your point, I'm here on the ground in the Tampa Bay market, and that extends out to Pinellas County, inward as far as Lakeland as well. So again, we can connect other folks to local providers, but again, there's no jurisdiction, as mentioned before, too. Our reach goes all across the United States, and there's also even some international businesses that we can also support. So the direct benefit with working with us is we have a presence. We understand the job market in Tampa Bay is very different than a city outside of the state or even inside the state, but outside of this particular area. So we understand how the economy is growing or what particular challenges that they're faced with, what sorts of resources are coming in. So we're really tapped in with the small business market because we are a small business market. We are faced with a lot of the same challenges that other partners are. Again, getting out and intimately working with individuals like yourself, we're able to find other partners that add value outside of our initial scope. So.
Yeah, you kind of answered a question in my mind about do you work across other parts of the country? I know you as a company you do, but obviously you do as well. But you also kind of hit the nail on the head there when you were talking about you understanding the local markets. So, I mean, from your overall company, that's what makes you a little bit different as well, because you're here on the ground in the Tampa Bay area. So you understand these local markets more than some other companies who bring people in from all over the place, even though you guys can work in other parts of the country, but you've got your networks. Like we do at Scully Mitchell, if I'm working with a client in Chicago or Los Angeles, I don't need to know the markets inside out there, but we've got boots on the ground in those cities, in those areas, within our network, and you're telling me the same. So that's fantastic. As a final thought, let me tell the viewers, please reach out to Derek at his details below. You'll see them underneath his portion of the video. You know Carlos for the overall company. He's driving the overall company. But from a local perspective, please reach out to Derek. You touched on things that are happening with the economy. And I had asked Carlos this question last week as well. But from a local perspective, from the Tampa Bay area, what are you seeing going on here from your eyes and your industry in the Tampa Bay market?
Absolutely. This might not be specific to Tampa Bay. I'm sure this is nationwide, but there are certainly hiring challenges in a variety of different industries, hospitality perhaps being the most prevalent, but we're also seeing healthcare has some deficiencies as well. And there are quite a few different ways that we can assist in that regard, whether it's working with a recruitment partner. Again, they have specific specialties that might help out. Or perhaps it's, their onboarding process. Perhaps it's the kind of benefit offerings. Are you sure that your rates are competitive? Do you have access to an HR generalist or somebody of that kind of specific knowledge to assist you? Sometimes I've heard personal friends going through a hiring process, but the onboarding was such a nightmare that it gave them a poor first experience, and that was really about it. They stepped away from that kind of that opportunity. So again, there's a lot that we're faced with. The hiring woes, again, reaching the candidates, finding the candidates, understanding what the candidates are looking for, and finding a cost-effective way of offering what it is that they're that talent is looking for can be a challenge. And again, there's a lot that we can do in those areas.
Well, thank you, Derek, for giving me this feedback. Thank you for. I'm sure Carlos will be excited because you're saying all the right things. You're saying everything that Carlos, who's the kind of driver of the mothership, you're saying exactly what, if I was your boss and I was Carlos, I'd be looking for you to say. And the reason I'm saying this is because clearly that you've got the boots on the ground in this area, so you know exactly what your company does in this area. So anybody watching this video and you're looking for help with your HR, your payroll, your insurances, this company has it all. They do all these different flavors of work for your business to allow you to concentrate on your core business. So Derek, thank you very much. I really appreciate having you on the show. And please, anybody watching this video, please reach out to Derek at his details below. Thank you very much, Derek.
Yeah, thanks again, William. Appreciate you having me.
As a last word, I'm just going to hand it over to Dave for the weather.